Let's move on to our second finalist now, and we're going to hear from WWF and their partner, Qbase.
Hello, I'm Matt Porter from Qbase. We are WWF's implementation partner, and I'm joined by Clare Charrier, who's the Data Systems Development Manager at WWF. We're here to take you on a story of how WWF have used the Apteco Marketing Suite to significantly improve the personalisation of their adoption journey, delivering exciting and engaging content to their supporters. WWF is the world's leading conservation organisation. They work to help local communities conserve the natural resources they depend upon, transform markets and policies toward the sustainability, and protect and restore species and their habitats. Its global efforts ensure that the value of nature is reflected in the decision-making from a local to a global scale. So let me set the scene. WWF have had the Apteco Marketing Suite for a number of years, but as a large organisation, they had a lot of existing business as usual from legacy systems that needed prioritising when they first moved to the new world of Fast Stats and PeopleStage. However, with the vastness of their support communication programme, they had kept their campaigns relatively simple with low levels of personalisation. After extensive training provided by Qbase, WWF now have a large team scaled across the entire Apteco Marketing Suite, and with their business as usual under control, they wanted to start exploring how they can start improving on their supporter engagements. The adoption journey was identified as a must for improvement. It only consisted of 3 emails to new adopters. The content was very static, with only 3 personalisation fields used. There's 14 different animals you can adopt, so lots of templates to manage. People who adopted more than 1 animal were not really spoken to, and when it came to renewals, limited people were contacted. With complex internal processes leading to difficulty in updating content or maximising personalisation, which could be done using Fast Stats and PeopleStage, the adoption journey was identified as a great subject for improvement. Now, where all great ideas come from, the marketing team were asked to go dream big and come up with what they would like in an ideal world. They didn't disappoint and came back with requests for a highly personalised multi-stage journey over 12 months with 15 different stages. They wanted to use interactive and engaging content and be able to learn from the interactions with the journey to improve it on an ongoing basis, whilst also providing the ability to surprise and delight their supporters by quickly being able to update content when necessary, rather than having to wait for key people to be available to push changes through. There was also a need to introduce options for cancellations and handle renewals better, plus cross-selling and upselling whilst being driven by data.
Thanks, Matt. So what solution did we come up with to deliver these requirements? WWF already had Fast Stats and PeopleStage embedded in the organisation, but we weren't really using PeopleStage to its full potential. On top of that, we wanted to be able to freshen the creatives in our emails through a new relationship with our content agency, Movable Ink, to produce more engaging content able to surprise and delight our supporters. To this end, with Qbase's support, we created an order-based transactional level PeopleStage journey consisting of 15 emails spanning the first year of a supporter's adoption, shown represented by this diagram. We were able to serve dynamic content for each of our 14 adoption species, as well as high levels of personalisation and a journey based on a supporter's broadcast interactions. Operating at a transactional level meant that our supporters were able to receive content about all of the adoption species independently and not aggregated up to a contact level. Here you can see some examples of dynamic content based on animal species with the intention to surprise and delight our supporters, specifically downloadable content and interactive quizzes, but which also included videos from the field and infographics to inform and educate about species and the impact of WWF's work on them. Our PeopleStage journey enabled us to quickly perform A/B split testing of items such as email subject in order to test the effect on open rates. We use several instances of journey decisions being based on a broadcast interaction, either an open or a click or a specific link, meaning the journey adapts based on the way a supporter reacts and interacts with their emails. This can be as straightforward as resending an unopened email with an alternative subject line, or as shown in this example, giving supporters the choice as to which content they wish to receive next, with their clicks being used in a broadcast interaction audience step to make sure they receive the content they've chosen. We also use dynamic content driven by the fast stats feature Next Best Action. At the 9-month stage of their journey, we serve a call to action to adopt another animal and present the 3 next best action species based on a 50-50 split of that individual supporter's history and the history of the supporter base as a whole. One of the largest potential revenue generations of the adoption email journey is through the serving of renewal call to actions to our cash purchasers, who have paid with a one-off upfront payment for a single year's adoption rather than setting up an ongoing direct debit. Previously, renewal notices were only served through our direct mail loyalty communications sent out 3 times a year, which caused difficult to manage renewal spikes. We were also not able to serve renewal asks to multiple adopters due to the complexity of the direct mail response device that this would have created. In conjunction with creating online renewal payment functionality, our new order-specific email adoption journey means we are able to serve renewal reminders to every cash order with personalised renewal links to enable a quick online conversion. The fact that this renewal content is delivered daily at a fixed point relative to each order's created on date means that we are also able to remove the renewal spikes that we had previously experienced. As part of the adoption email project, we also created a cancellation journey component, which picked up supporters who have cancelled their direct debits with specific cancellation reasons. It then serves the supporter with prompts to get in touch and speak to our supporter operations team, and offers alternative options to their full agreement, including changing their payment amount or opting instead for a payment holiday. This cancellation 3 email journey uses fast stat selections to check before each dispatch if an order has been reinstated or if the supporter has taken out another financial commitment with WWF, which then removes them from the cancellation journey completely. The final email in this journey asks supporters to fill out a brief questionnaire asking for the reason for their cancellation. The responses are fed directly back to the analysis team so the data can be used to inform propositions in the future. During the COVID-19 outbreak and subsequent lockdowns, this journey was able to be amended easily and quickly to a single email with a softer call to action to reflect our change in tone during this time when many were potentially experiencing financial difficulties.
Excellent. So let's go through some of the results. As you've seen, this journey provides a vastly improved supporter experience, which helps keep supporters engaged over a full 12 months compared to just the 3 in the old journey. Previously, only 3 personalisation fields were being used. Now there's 16 being pulled through from FastStats, helping to stay more supporter-centric. Previously, a person could only go through the journey once, no matter how many adoptions you take out. For yourself or as a gift, there is a journey for every adoption. The renewal notifications provide useful reminders and forms are pre-populated based on your own details, which makes renewal checkout significantly easier. And when a supporter comes to cancel, they're provided options to help in other ways, keeping supporters still linked with the charity. There's multiple routes available through the journey, so based on supporter interaction and feedback, which helps keep engagement high throughout. But for WWF, what did they see? So financially, they saw an uplift in attrition, which will generate an additional £30,000 in saved income over 12 months. And a further £33,000 has been raised from additional donations, shop sales, adoption renewals, and new products as a result of this revised journey. The old adoption journey had a 3% renewal rate, and this has been increased to 10% on the new journey. And when we're looking at engagement rates, we can see we're getting an average of a 40% open rates across the whole journey, so 1 in 2 emails are being opened. There's also an additional 100,000 visitors who are landing on the WWF websites, directly linking back to this new journey. And through testing, we can see recipients are 15% less likely to cancel their adoption if they are on this people stage journey. And finally, when we look at operational benefits, we've been able to serve 35% more renewals. So WWF are talking to more people. Plus, by having many people trained in the software, this allows changes to be made quickly to the journey. Now it takes a day to make a change. Before, the marketing team will be waiting 1 to 2 weeks. This journey has proven to WWF how they can use data and software to improve the supporter experience, which paves the way for charity-wide, supporter-centric, automated journeys in the future. And we'll leave you with a word from the project's key sponsor. Thank you very much.